I'll just check. Yeah, I'll just see my chat box also. Meanwhile, yeah. So as I had already shared some cases with you all, and one page outline of a case, when you are trying to publish your case, you need to give one page, just like abstract. So I'll be taking you through the journey of the case study today in four different phases. So before we start, I would just like to give you a overview of this. So our the session topic is obviously the systematic case study writing, structure, strategy, and storytelling. So the very first thing, the four phase will involve first how you're going to how you're going to deal with a case study while teaching in the classroom. First comes that why we are trying to understand a case, because we need to deliver that in the classroom. I hope many of you will be from undergraduate, postgraduate, specifically postgraduate. We use cases to teach them. So case teaching method is something different. Or we can say we can connect also with our topics. So to know the real life situations, to know something about the changing business environment. So that's how we come across the cases and we discuss in class. So first phase will be about the journey of the case discussions, the learning objectives, and the steps involved in teaching the class, what is the error and how to make the student work on the case. That will be the first phase. Second phase is for all the faculty members here present over here, specifically when you being a individual, you want to publish your own case, you want to develop your case. And I will be telling you, guiding you through the entire how the journey will be of making a case to the publishing the case, what type of the case you will be delivering, or you can get it published just like research paper. But obviously there's a difference between both. But yes, so how so that's about the second phase. Third phase, I'll be taking through the about the how's the in that only the case study and the teaching notes, how's the teaching notes, and how it is different. And finally my personal journey, whatever I have published and the experiences. And the final one, we'll be discussing about the detailing of the case, what happened in Craft and IKEA, which I've already shared with you the files. And that's about the today. And also in between, while developing a case, I'll be showing you the real facts, the real case, and I'll be taking through that. And yeah, we'll be explaining you. So let's start. This is the overview of till the at least case discussions. Then also I'll, after this PPT is done, I'll be sharing more about my journey of the case study. Just you need to bear this for each slide. I need to change it thrice, then only it comes here. The beginning of the case study. So what is case study? It's a useful learning tool, specifically used in the management education colleges and all. Nowadays we also teach the small caselet in our undergraduate students. So it's a very important to write a very good case. It's create that environment of interest among the students. That's very important nowadays. So what is case? While teaching a case, you being a faculty, what you have got when you get a case in your hand, it is nothing but it's a neatly packed snapshot of actual situation. That's a snapshot what has happened in that particular time in that management world, in the business world. So it presents, the case is full of problems, issues, challenges, and also the opportunity faced by the organization. So also I would like to say the style of teaching case is vivid, realistic and convincing. It compels the student to take a role. So now I'll tell you something. When you give a case copy to the students before entering the lecture, the who has written the case, whoever the case you take and give it to them, that is the author. So in second phase, I'll be telling you how you can be the author, how you can publish the case. That's later. But first thing, now we need to understand, we have given the case written by some author to read. We tell them the class to read that, and we go to the class and we explain them, right? We compel the students to take the role of decision maker. So who we are known, we are the instructor, we faculties who take up the case to the class. We are the instructor. Who is in the case? The hero in the case. Hero in the case can be a protagonist whom the the issue is related to, or who is going through, like can be CEO, marketing manager. It can be anyone who is related to main core person related to the problem, and also other people involved in that problem. So they are the hero actors. And in being an instructor, when I give them a case, when I teach them, obviously I need to refer the teaching notes. That is nothing but guide. I'll come to that later. So that is a scenario of entire case study. Case study giving, I repeat, case study giving to the class. Students are the audience. The case study people involved in the case are the protagonist. Me, a faculty teaching, we are the instructors, and we have a teaching note as well to refer. So now, okay, so going ahead, and we compel the students, like you are the audience. Now you obviously they are the future managers, vice presidents, or in the industry, if they in the 10-15 years down the line when they pass out. So now they are getting a training. While reading a case, they need to be a decision maker. They need to be analytic. They should have use their analytic skills, creative skills. You may see the teaching case rather from a different section, not a research paper. And also tell them, get that interest in the students, that it's a story. It's a If there's a good case, a good case has two things: a sharp focus and an interesting story. So you can write down some highlighted points during the session. It will be of great help to you. So yeah, coming back to teaching case works more like a thriller than a scientific paper. It revolves around the suspense, important issue resolved, or has to be resolved. A vital decision has to be taken. Some cases are like decision focused or action focused. This focus must be sharp so that students will be immediately drawn to a situation. Such an interesting the case should be, or it should be designed in such a way. Just we want to grab the attention of the students. Apart from a sharp focus, good teaching case should always have engaging story. A case story is more than a business history. It's not only you have to put up. Let's take I have taken the example of Zomato. You just taken the when Zomato came, history and all that. Fair enough. Starting the case looks like that. Then set up the actor. What happened? Area manager is really tensed. What's happening with the Zomato? Is Zomato is facing what supply chain operation issues, or something like service issues. So that should be like they should be in dilemma, and dramatic element is something should be there. Dilemma should be put up in such a way it looks very dramatic, and also or conflict also can be put up in the dramatic way. So overall the perspective are present in a balanced way. So comparison, contrast are you should be using from a different viewpoint. A good teaching case is easy to read but difficult to solve. That's always the important thing. So yeah, that's one thing. And in the case, when I say lot of complexities are there, so you are supposed to guide your students that try to find the clue in the case to resolve the issue. Some clues are all there. I know they will use their creativity skills, analytical skills, but at the same time, some clues are also hidden in the case. Other than merely taking tools, using the theories they have learned in their syllabus, and just applying that and just trying to guess, that is not going to work. Good teaching case has always many layers, and students need to dig that deeper, deeper, and deeper, and that's how it works. And now, case can be. So I have given you mostly big cases today, but yeah, also yeah, one craft case was a small one. So it's not that way. It should be too long. It can be 3 to 30 pages, but case main focus should be like short and sweet. Should be more difficult to write as an author, but at the same time interesting to teach. So, and obviously that's the life of a student. It's very difficult for them to absorb that 10 pages case, but should be fully full of rich filled information, and students can break down easily and analyze. So I feel the effective case should not be like more than 30 pages. Minimum 3 pages can also work, wonderfully. Now coming to the learning objective. Yeah, all set. So coming to the learning objective, to diagnose what problems or issues are there, why have occurred, and all that. That is fine. That is what the students are expected to do. This we will be putting in our case note, but obviously they are supposed to do this. That is the whole idea of the case study. So before going ahead with the learning objectives, I would also like to add on something before taking this topic ahead. How this case came actually, researchers have entered the academic vocabulary and originally as a teaching tools. Researchers, when we do research and all, that's how we take them in the class with a bring on. So now case is also something just like a research, bringing the reality in the classroom. That's the whole idea. So how it came into existence, the case, one line before I start with the learning objectives. Harvard Law School introduced the case study in the year 1870, and they have proliferated. Okay, I got a question. I'll just reply, ma'am. I'll just reply to that before I go ahead. So that is something. Obviously, it all started from Harvard, specifically with the law school, and also this method have now used in all every field like medicine, law, business, management. I just got a question whether this classes for how to do case. Yeah, also we are going to focus on further do a case study in business and how to do case study. So business studies, education, social science, everywhere. Case can be developed for the any field. It's not only the business management; it can be for develop for any field. The only this today I'm going to discuss about the how you need to develop, what is the pros, cons, what are the errors you make in the classroom while discussing, and also when you publish it. I hope I'm clear with that. You can go ahead.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. So these are the 6 steps. Whether it's any problem, whether it's a business problem, any problem. I'm taking one topic business I'm discussing, but it is applicable to all. Coming to the first part about the gain and overview of the case. First is about you need to ask at the very initial stage that large volume of information is given in the case, which is unstructured or presented in a non-linear manner. It can be anything. You can't predict what case you're going to get. Not is it is supposed to be like we always recommend that you have to write in a chronological order, whether it's a history case, whether it's a any field, whether it's a law, you should always write a chronological order. But otherwise, it is becomes so for the students to arrange it the problem for them, but it's fine, that's how they are supposed to. So it is always recommended cases you get in the class which is chronologically sequence of events has been given and recognize a proper structure is there, that will be helping them actually. So now after they read it quickly, they need to pinpoint the major events and they try to figure it out about the central problem. And also ask the students about the problem. It can be any problem in the situation. Like try to ask the 4 W's in a way: who, what, where, and where of the situation. Whether any case, this 4 W's should be there: who, what, where, and when of the situation. That should be the first aim for the students to check out while you when you just look for the case. And here also there is at least one fundamental business problem or any one big problem should be there in the case. There can be multiple, but it's not that way key there could be only one problem, that could be multiple. One should be the king in the entire case. That way the case study are valuable pedagogy tools, no doubt. as they expose the students to complexity of real world business situations or any problems going on. There could be a multiple problems, multiple solution, and for each and every problem there will be a multiple solution. Which solution suits the best, that's how they need to, you know, justify their answer. So yes, that is something like, this is case is something going to bridge a gap between the theoretical knowledge and practical application by allowing the students to apply the model framework and research also in certain way. So that's what about the gaining overview. This we have already done. Substantial information, and obviously sometimes it is presented in a chaotic way. Now coming to the part two. After about, deciding that they've gone through, they got this, what has happened, they got four W's. Then, then involve them after that. If they got that where the, where the event has occurred, have taken place, when it is taken place, everything. And after picking up that core problem, now you need to, second thing is you got the all the information, being a student. Now you need to distinguish the fundamental issue from the secondary or surface level symptoms. You also may have to make sure that the symptoms are also being, you should know what are the symptoms and what is the actual problem. That's very important in decision making process. Now coming to like, for example, in the next slide, the how to collect money from debit customer. That is something one issue, which this issue may be very broader. But how they can reduce the account receivable aging to 30 days, that is something a narrow issue. So that is how the work you need to do in the second stage. And also, quantifying the desired result. We wish to reduce, AR aging by means customer paying the money. So you're just trying to reduce it. So that is something now your students are consultant over here. Now they need to give their opinion on the case, what has happened. Coming to the third part. Now third part is something which is their important part, I can say. Now they have got a variety possible causes and issues and all that. They have separated also symptoms from problem. They have to rank it. That's very important. So now focus is shifting to the analyzing why problem has occurred. Problem to ho gaya, everything noted, segregated, noted. Now next what? Why it is occurred? What is the root cause actually? You're just solving the problem, or you're just getting the root cause, or only you're solving the symptoms, you're looking at the symptoms. So that is very important and critical stage. So this step is critical as incorrect diagnosis can lead to ineffective solution. The entire discussion will be not that effective. I can't say it will failing, but the entire discussion is will be ineffective if students are not able to, diagnose the correct thing. So some issues are interdependent. Some issues more important than others. Company may have opportunity to launch a product extension. Some companies, they extend their product line or something, but not have sufficient market research data to support the idea. That is a problem. And or not have a staff to understand and use the data. So each issue has a time dimension. One problem can be a near term, one problem can be for the long term. So that's one the problem is. And also let's take my company needs a, website. So it doesn't have a, long term, that's not a long term issue. Marketing strategy is a long term issue. Creation of website can be a shorter issue because I don't have manpower or something. That could be multiple things, factors. But yes, that could be a short term. So need to think how long it will, the main idea is now you need to think how long it will take to fix this problem. Some issues are merely a symptoms of larger or deeper problems. And some of the rewarding, and some problems are like, managers selling the, when you go to a service station, you take your bike or car to a service station. Managers are focusing to get the nice, service done for you, or their focus is to just replace the part, which is not worn on also, but they just want to sell the car ka part. That car engine or something, he just want to, then they want that you should purchase it. Is he focused there, or he wants to give a overall service satisfaction to a consumer? That's how you need to understand the root cause. Now going to next. Yes, coming to the fourth part. One, two, three. I don't know, something wrong with my slides, so just need to click thrice. Coming to the fourth part. Here, developing a solution, then evaluating it after that. Fifth one. So goes hand in hand. So here, different solutions may be taken into consideration to have, which is you feel which can be already, can be prevented or something, or to salvage the present situation to avoid the similar problems in future. And now it got solved, in future we can avoid that. So that is something, students should think on. They should do a critical thinking on this, and ensure they need to ensure that multiple perspectives are considered rather than relying on the single approach. So finally they are solving, they have come for the, come to the certain solution. But at the same time, they should also remember in their mind, and you have to make sure you are telling them that um, they are not having one single approach. They should have multiple perception. That's how, we need to look at. Now coming to the evaluating this solution, the final, almost we are the final part of this steps series. So here in evaluating, one solution can be less expensive than another. One will be more effective than another. Then one idea work will be more quicker than another. One will be the ideas having more enduring effect. So each proposed solution should be carefully evaluated based on their feasibility, risk, benefits, alignment with the organizational objective. Comparative analysis helps them to identify the most viable, options among the alternatives. So now, for example, that's on the screen. I ask the students to think about any constraints or that are likely to, make it difficult to implement. You want to implement a solution. Again, there could be one constraint. You are assuming or you're thinking it can come in that particular brand or a product, technology constraint, personal limitation, lack of people, budget. Assign weights and values to the solution. Coming to the sixth part, formulate the recommendation. Here, almost, yeah, we are at the end of this, the final step. After that, we need to look at the errors after looking at the formulating the recommendation. So here, the most appropriate solution, there could be three problems. For each problem, they have come up with two solutions each, and out of that two also, one can be the best one or both can be the best one. So here they need to present it. So student must justify their choice, why this solution is better, and what logical reasoning is there behind that, with supporting evidence from that case only. Ensure the solution is practical and actionable. And also, students should recommend exactly how solution can be implemented, what time it should be implemented, and broader view of situation should be taken. Mention that it is a best to implement relatively simple, inexpensive solution, contingency plan. What if this plan, they got a fabulous solution to the case? What if it fails after 3 months, after a few months, or on the spot? For any contingency plan for that, if first one fails, backup plan. So they need to write this. And yes, so good idea to have a student group. Make sure they're making a group or something. Yeah, they're making a group, or and handing the instructor back the answers whatever they've written, and let them come and present. The best way, they let them come and present rather than writing and giving it to you. So that's it. Now coming to the, again, an important part.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah.
What was the first step? I missed. Sorry, I intervened. Can you
So
show
first,
first?
first step is, yeah, sure. Just a second.
Just, yeah.
I'll show you the first step. Yeah. Gain an overview of the case.
Okay. Thank you.
Let them just go across, just run through the entire 2 pages or 1 page, whatever.
Yeah, introductory phase of the case.
Yeah, introductory, not only, yeah, introductory also, the best part is abstract. They'll get an idea from that. Or also just go through, if it's a big case, whatever the pages are more or whatever, they need to look at the headings at least, see what they are heading to and how the flow is. Yeah. So these are the steps. And where we were on, yes, writing of the solution, and now common errors. Now these are the common errors, what happens always with most of us. Here, when you teach the case, everything is done, you have come to the, you feel that we are done, my students have come with the solution, and they have developed something, they have presented. But not always of the case. So now you need to understand these things, that this errors usually happens, not understanding and accepting the fact of the case. The fact, they're not trying to understand exactly, no, and they are just going around the bush, not explaining exact what problems are and why they have occurred, making unwarranted assumptions to try to simplify the case. You are not supposed to simplify it in a way, means not as such simplify, means you need to understand for your you need to simplify just to make yourself understand. But just to just to you assume, okay, okay, this can be the way. You just can't come to, jump to the final conclusion by doing certain kinds of assumption. Sticking to generalities, generality, like they must try to improve the communication. So okay, so let's take in law or in any business management, anywhere, in the organization, simple, the boss is not replying or communicating properly, so now that communication should be the main problem. You can't stick to the general things, and there could be multiple more. So that's why I said, just try getting in and try to find the core, not look at the symptoms. Symptoms can be looked later, but main problem need to be need to identify. Not integrating the various point into preferred solution, not using the theories and concepts currently being studied in the course. Today, my subjects are this XYZ are my subjects I'm studying in the class and in this semester. So the case will be related to that also. Why? You are in the second year, first year, you must have studied the basics. So basics also can be there again in the case, no matter what, but at least you have studied that in past. So always you can't say that, past I have studied, that's why I'm applying. So obviously that will come again. Theories and concepts which you have studied, you have to use that again. So next is seeking way out the situation, such as like one common solution. Just like Garnier does advertisement, one solution Garnier. So that you can't have that, like, if there is a problem in the organization, throw everyone out, fire them all. You can't have that approach. Rather than you try to solve the problem. So, and ignoring practicalities, you need to be also at the same time practical, open minded while solving the case. Yeah. So that's what I was saying about the errors specifically, happened uh, during the case from the student perspective. And also I would like to add on, before I go ahead with the second phase, when I say classroom discussion, so obviously this case method demands both you being an instructor or a teacher and a student. Students are involved in the case, they did a analyze, they did a discussion, they try to be generalized. Just now I said that's a error what they made, but whatever, they generalize the learning across the cases. They gain the overview. So each students strive to develop the ability to ask the right question about the each case. So instructor may provide specific questions, so that's going to come in the teaching note. So teaching note, through teaching note, you need to give them a question. That's always important. So, and also that should be always, you being a faculty, you should always try to ask them the basic questions specifically before, not only in the teaching note, forget about that. Just when you give a case, at least you should tell them the basic things they need to find out, problems and issues, sort out the relevant considerations of solution for the each problem, set the recommendations based on the fact, not your assumptions. If required, also try to get in the groups and discuss. Multiple people will have their perspective in a group, and you being a faculty, just observe and listen to them about the discussion. So yes, that's how, you can take this ahead. There is no one ideal way to ideal way to approach the case. We all will do, in our session now, we all be agreeing on this, that we all have our own approach to teach. So it's completely fine that a case study is not one ideal way to, I'm not saying there's a one ideal way to approach the case. It depend upon the case to case, depend on students to students, situation to situation. So students, when I've seen protagonist in the case, protagonist is the main hero who's playing the active role. So when there's a protagonist, no, there could be not. We will discuss that. So protagonist is, then our students take more, interest in the case. That's what, my observation is. So that's about the one thing. So the core of all the management, if I say decision making, consists of process of analyzing choices and persuasion. That's what the about the core. Now coming to the more about my own thought process is that, you know case study is something, when you are an instructor in the class, you take the case. Also, you also take yourself as you're a planner also. You are the host, you are a moderator. When students make a group and, they discuss the case, you act as a moderator. When they come with a solution, just now I told you, they will make a errors, they will come with the solution, they will follow that 6 steps. You have to be, devil's advocate. You try to, counter question them why this is, irrespective they are right or wrong. But then also you have to make sure you are being a devil's advocate also. Sometimes and there's also fellow student, way, or and also like a judge. Finally, when they come with a solution, this is a thing, you judge them. So all in, all they are trying to search their what are the real world problems in the case and the challenges. So you being a successful instructor now, simultaneously manage the content, process, and then must be prepared rigorously for the both. That's what, I wanted to say. Other than the test book and the, something that this is something, teaching case studies are commonly accompanied by a test book. Not only, going through the test book, they spoke through test book. We teach them theories, concepts, and all, fair enough. But this is something, with them we use. So yeah, we will discuss this more in detail. Now first phase is done. Any queries you would like to ask? No, can we go ahead with the phase 2?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Ma'am, I have a question.
Yeah.
Thank you for explaining the steps so beautifully. I just wanted to know, if I wanted to write a fresh case,
Mm.
how do I go about identifying a business problem or a situation? Say if that domain is not my expertise. I currently work in the media entertainment area.
Great.
So I would like to know how you identify business problems and you decide that this is what I should write a case about.
That's what I'm about to start, ma'am. That's
Yeah,
a phase 2.
that is a topic, ma'am. Nahi, we are starting this.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's a main, coming to the main part, developing a case. Just a second. So these are the few points. I'll also give you after our session one more handout. So ingredients
Hello,
of,
ma'am.
yes, sir.
In this, before this, you have, I think, what I understood, you have covered how to teach a case to the students,
Yeah.
how to evaluate the case,
Yes.
how
Yes.
to observe their behavior in the classroom setting,
Correct.
how to become moderator, and how the case teaching can add value to the classroom and business
Correct.
real problems.
Correct, sir.
So
Correct.
now, if we want to develop the case, what are the steps? That
Yes.
thing, I think that okay. Yeah.
Yes, that's what I'm going to discuss. My personal journey, how I went, that will be later. But first, I need to tell you the basic things, like I how I started also, with this only. Sorry for the one spelling mistake. It's the ingredients of good case. Yeah, just excuse me for that. So let's start now. The main, as per the Harvard School also, I have referred few articles and all that. Some questions need to ask yourself to begin when you start developing a new case study. So here, whether I am interested in primary case or a secondary case. The secondary is already available data, something has happened, some issue has happened, just pick up and make a case. That's a secondary. Primary is something like the first hand information, just going and meeting the protagonist, and just trying to understand and make the case out of that. So some ma'am also one asked about the media related, right? So first you need to understand for whom you're going to design a case, whether first year students, second year, first or second year MBA students, for the executive education program participant, for the undergraduate students, how much the expertise the audience you are assuming that they should have. Now, and then now coming to that particular domain, whatever domain you belong to, you need to check what are the issues which are most on their minds in public or in students, whoever you're targeting, the students, what are, or the public, the what issues are mostly on their minds, what is a fresh, when it comes to case topic, what fresh has happened. So I'll tell you my example. When PMC Bank, Punjab Maharashtra Bank, Cooperative Bank was, I think whistleblow happened that time, and it shut, the bank got shut. That was a very fresh incident happened. Then also, I'm also going to show you now in next few minutes about the Jet Airways. What went wrong with Jet Airways? So, when Vistara came and a lot of problems were there, the norms of airlines, aviation industry was getting changed. Naresh Goyal, the CEO that time, he was in a big problem. He was in a lot of dilemma, and we took an appointment and we met him. So one of my colleague and I went. He's the main author. So that time he narrated everything what's going wrong with the Jet Airways, and that was always in news. So that's how you need to check what has happened in the news, what's going on. The very important thing, you need to write the case in the past tense. Always remember, write the case in a past tense. But yes, when it comes to selecting a topic, you can check out the present problems, perspective, confidentiality, and also check who is the actor, who is the protagonist, has details are accessible to you, then go ahead. I saw that in the news, long back, when the Jet Airways was going in a lot of problems because of Vistara entering and a lot of aviation norms changing. So we thought, now this is something, the topic, this is a fresh thing going on, or this is something historical also. Jet Airways has gone through a lot of ups and downs. Now looking at that, so let's go and meet, if we can get appointment of the particular CEO or marketing manager. So in ad agency also, my students went and met some of the people. Just approach them and then pick up that fresh scenario, whatever has happened. That's one thing. Next is also, if I say about style, what should be your style of writing? You know, avoid unnecessary transactional statements. You should be direct, objective, direct to understand, concise, and try to keep paragraphs and sections. Sections are very important. This give a very nice flow. And always the exhibits is a primary case. You went to that particular situation in that particular domain. You saw the situation is happening. This is a problem happening. You make a case out of that. Whatever the evidences you get, just like a profit and loss statement, balance sheet, if they don't mind giving you, take it, put it as an exhibit at the end of the case. That's one thing. So what makes a good case decision? Focus. Always be, it is specific, or is it like actionable? You have to make it controversial. and you need to check whether it's a narrow enough, so that the audience, the students will be very nicely exploring it, or is it broad enough, or you're just allowing the generalization. So how narrow, how broad, that range you need to also decide, looking at the problem. And also chronologically, what the companies have gone through right now, what they are going through, cause and effect. So one thing always remember, see, some cases are descriptive, some are analytic. Some can have a protagonist with a real life situation, some are descriptive, some are broad, some are narrow. So you need to see how you're trying to place your these things in your case study. Then and also not necessarily always a protagonist should be there in a case. Some people just take a generic generic way, just take a data analysis and said that this was a thing and this has happened. Like example, I'll tell you one more case. I have written a secondary case which is not having any protagonist. This was like when Geo entered the market. When Geo entered the market, it disrupted the telecom industry. That was my topic. I saw just a market share. Vodafone was at a rock, at the top position. Then Airtel came and Airtel was ruling, and suddenly Jio hit the market. That became a one small case. That's how I started my writing a case journey. So no protagonist here. Here, this is just a descriptive, analytically checking on the how the market share got hit of the other in the telecom market when Geo came, how things went disrupted, what fabulous this Geo came with the offers, and
Hello.
how. Yeah,
This protagonist in a simple words, what it mean?
protagonist like the hero of the case. Protagonist who is narrating, who has gone through, who is dealing with this problem and real life situations, and who is giving you a angle that yes, these are the issues.
So
And,
like in
and yes, yeah.
Geo in your first case,
There was
you
no
said,
protagonist here. No protagonist here. I was just, just collecting a data, looking at the analytics that market share went down of others because Geo entered the market.
so you mean to say no anchor or no specific person is involved in the incident,
Yeah,
and then it was self-driven,
that's also fine.
self-evolutionary case from your idea.
Yes, that's also fine. You can
Yeah.
go with that also. And
Okay.
if your protagonist is there, he or she will share his perspective. Not always necessary, but yes, if he's there, so he will share.
Can it be like just for example to
Yeah,
understand?
yeah,
In case of Satyam fraud, Ramalinga Raju can be said as
yeah.
a
Protagonist.
protagonist.
Yes.
Okay.
I would like to share something with you. This was part of my this slide only. Can you see my PPT? No, this not PPT. Sorry.
We can see ingredients of good case
Oh
that
no, no, no. I'll share again. Yeah. So this yeah.
Jet Airways is
Jet
coming.
Airways. So this was the case my mentor had written, and this is a disclaimer we need to put. So, and uploaded. Obviously, it got published in the sent to the case center. So this was like Jet Airways. What to do next? This was the protagonist, Naresh Goyal, the chairman of Jet Airways that time. So it is always start the case with a very very nice opening. Before nice opening, take a statement from the protagonist if possible, if he or she is ready to give, and he or she is at a good position, chairman, CEO, whoever is. If not a marketing manager, I will say, but if he or she is a protagonist at a good position, you can take a nice statement from them. That's how you have to start. Jet Airways, what to do next? Now, when I say first component of the case study, when you're making it, always make sure you're just having a nice storyline type of start. Like it was a bright sunny weekday. It was one day we just went there, just to ask him the interview, take an interview. You're just going by just and go dropping in their office and asking, but make it very attractive. The opening para should be like a dramatic way, or something should be very catchy. That is what the whole idea is. If you're writing a primary case, if you want to get it published or sent to a good case center, make sure you have a very nice opening paragraph. Whatever domain you are from, make sure you're just having this kind of narratives. So it was a bright sunny weekday, and Naresh Goyal was busy in his meeting, and that's how the story starts. And Jet Airways facing the heat of competition. That's what the now I'm starting getting the glimpse of this case. Something is going wrong, right? At from the start. That should be your start. And
Hello, ma'am.
yeah.
Sometimes it is very difficult to get the exact facts in a case.
Mm.
So
So that
then,
time, if you are
what
not,
are the
yeah. So
sources?
if you are getting good enough, go for a primary case. If you're not getting, then you can just go for the secondary case. Try to find the evidence, just like we write a secondary research paper, looking at the research paper. Now we need to check out the articles. You have to go for the secondary case there.
For example, in a SDFC case,
Yeah.
chairman resigned,
Right, right,
non-executive director.
right.
So that reason is unknown to any like to the public. So
Mm.
when I write a case, what should I write? I should write in a reason, like how why he resigned, because it has not been made open to
Here
public.
we can't, put up as a case as of now. Or some after his resignation, some movement happens. Some movement happens, then yes, you can purely capture that and write a secondary case out of that. You should have more, more. I can say information to take this ahead. And some cause effect is there. This has happened. That's why he resigned. You know this, so you can make it. You have some background description you should have about this. Some CEOs or something, they resign and suddenly the market get crash, or or bank gets shut, or some whistleblow happens. That incidents you can take it because you have a very proper things going on.
Yeah, there is a apparently governance issue. Like
Governance issue you can take it. If you know
yeah,
there is a governance issue, then you
yeah.
can take it and you can put it in a nice chronological order accordingly.
This is a governance issue, but the exact cause is not known, and I am sure the bank will never reveal what is a exact reason, or
They will
it
not reveal.
hardly.
Right,
Yeah.
they will not reveal. So
So,
yes, if you have a perfect past information as well, some actions have happened before also. This is something happening, and now he resigned. So you can make a case and put the students in dilemma. Let them check out what could be the reason. What could be the reason?
so in that case, thoughts will come from different angles,
Yes,
and
yes,
some story will develop around what may be the reason, but it will not be the exact that line of reason what actually happened, but helicopter idea or holistic
yes.
idea will come.
Holistic idea, you will get it right.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
So yeah, so it is about the hypothetical way. What if this can happen? What if this could be happening in future? What if and also in hypothetical way you can make a case. What if this is happening and what he resigned? So you can be a hypothetical in nature, no doubt, no problem in that. Now coming to the see, just wanted to show you a quick glimpse of this case. Just reduce the size. So after this introduction, going to the history, obviously first comes the history. How is the environment? How's the government going on and all that about the aviation? If this is an airline, so aviation industrial, right? And some snapshots you can put up. Make it the headlines catchy and challenges. The Jet Airways, a growth story. How it started, how it grew. So this is something 4 or 5 pages will go in this only. Then come to the strategic alliance. How this alliance helped them. They were really doing good or really in the mess. So we will discuss this and just taking you through the. Now we are not don't have to get in the case. We will be doing that in later half of the session. First, we need to see how it is being framed. How is the flow going on? So now these are the problem is there. This strategic alliance. After that, Then also they are trying to reach, but then also they are in losses. So finally, what's next? They are in a dilemma. The Naresh Goyal was in dilemma, and if they apply this, this will happen. The government is getting strict in rules, then they're relaxing it. So now leave it to the students that what you feel, what he should do. So that's how you need to end up the case, leaving the people in dilemma. And now coming to the next part, exhibit. So we got the 5 years consolidated P&L account of Jet Airways. So put the exhibit. This may be mostly it will help them to analyze ki how they were. After reading the case, the students can just see the figures as well. Then we got the balance sheet of last 5 years, P&L and balance sheet, additional information. It's not necessarily should be accounts, it can be anything. Evidence can be picture. I will show you. I don't have a full case, but yeah, we went to Kirana store. Kirana store, we took a picture of that, how it was before. So pictures, accounts, anything is fine. Just you need to put up the exhibit numbers and put it in sequence 1, 2, 3, 4 that way. And references is nothing but end notes. The other name is end notes. So here, these are the references of the case. I know we did a primary, we just interviewed him, but at the same time, we have collected data from some online source also. We also offer secondary, right? Always. So you need to put up this. That's it. That's what the 12-page case looks like. Small case. The more smaller also cases are there. So case should be crisp to the point. That's what the whole idea is.
Instead of references, we write endnotes or references will do.
References word also will do.
Okay.
I'll show you one more Apple case, which I've also given to you. So let's go back first to the SOPs of the case. So we saw what is the good case focusing on and exhibits and how to start a case, how to take a flow. First, you also need to look at the history, what it was, now what problems they are facing, and any merger, any alliance happen, or and then come on the main scene. What is the real issues, and then keep everyone in dilemma. And one thing I wanted to tell you about the opening para background and all. I told you case stories, and it should be in a story format. And conclusion, again, how you start very catchy way, same way conclusion also you should keep in such a way. I feel this Jet Airways conclusion was um, average. Some cases I've seen, they have tension, at the end. Leave the case with the tension, like that people should have that tension, on their mind. Oh my god, what happened? Create that tension. Focus the discussion point. Suggest the options and consideration. Obviously, in short word, create that pure dilemma at the end. That's very important in the conclusion. And also, don't try to kill many birds in one case. You will try to put many problems. Students are not going to pick up all the problems from there. I know they are going to pick a few, but don't try to put all the here, there, and this year, that year mess. Just focus on the current and just little bit past scenario. And always remember that don't try to do that, killing the many birds and in one case, putting everything here and there. And now the main important question, final part of the SOP is that always you also may be having this question, maybe or you may ask me later. I just want to tell you this, please make a note that once case is ready, just not Jet Airways, obviously it's a very old case. So once your case is ready, I have given you craft case. I'll come on that. Once the case is ready, after few years down the line, then things again change with that company. Then what to do? Your case is outdated. Fair enough. You have published, done. But also at the same time, if you want, you need to check if you want to take again same brand, same company. Always make sure you're just keeping an eye on that. Or let's take Kraft case. I'll come on that. Kraft acquire Cadbury. After acquiring, few years down the line, the dimensions got changed. What to do? You will discuss the case. Everything is done, but you should be also well aware about the facts and facts happening with that company at particular point of time. If I'm teaching today's 2026, I'm teaching 2015 ka case. I know that I'm teaching that's an old case, but at the same time, till now there could be a much more progress in the case.
Ma'am, can we revise the case
Yes, you
with
can
the
revise.
new
You can.
perspectives?
You can revise the case. That's what you can revise, and you can discuss with your students, or you can revise and you can also give us some other angle and get it published again, or discuss it or keep it for yourself. So watch for that facts, what error you did before, now you don't do, because obviously that's also one thing. With time you will keep changing. Now you solve wow new things, I'll make it. But what drawback, what limitation you had before, now you will not, you will be more clear about it. So pay attention to what things are changing after 4 years, 5 years, and you can revise after it has been taught. Pay attention to that area. You see how the students before case, your case was okay and there was no much response. Now you make sure you're making it more strong now, because things have changed with the industry, with the company. So you can keep doing it. So I told you, always write the case in past tense. You use non-sexist language. Stand Also refer to the actor by the last name, whoever the protagonist is. Try to like a Naresh Goyal, Mr. Goyal, you can just write with address them with their last name. Don't capitalize their position titles. And also make sure you're numbering all the exhibits and all the points, the head points, very nicely. That should be the main part. And also,
Hello, ma'am.
yeah,
Non-success language means?
means some offensive language or something, that kind of, for
Yes, sir.
anyone.
Okay. It should be the acceptable,
Acceptable
ethical.
language. Yeah, ethical, acceptable language. And uh, and obviously exhibits also should be very clear, which is useful, not all outdated data. Whatever you got the exhibits, it should be related to the case. Exhibits also very much. We went to a kirana store. I'll show you that one page I've sent you. Also the kirana store, also that one abstract is there. So how the kirana store is changing, from traditional to modern. So in that we took a picture of that store. So obviously it should be relevant to how it was looking and how it is looking now. So that is something the case look like. And yes, you can also like in geo disrupted the telecom market. There you can also put the flow charts, or any kind of pie charts, whatever available online, or if it is a secondary case, you can put it as a exhibits. Yeah. So now coming to the next part, the types of cases. There are multiple types of cases are there. When I say decision focus, you can have a multiple options together. So decision focus case, I can say, like, you end with a problem or question. This is a problem, finished. Act as a manager, tell the audience, act as a manager, choose the best course of action. If you are in that position, if I feel I have already so many products, should I launch this new product or no? Let the student get that should feel that push to justify why they have chosen that decision. That's a simple one. Then it's compare. You can have multiple comparison. Two or more alternatives can be compared. Then present multiple companies are there. If suppose there is a Reliance Industry, Reliance Telecom, and a multiple, what strategies they are using. So compare the differences, similarities, and outcome. For example, and also some cases are like a comparison also, like Netflix versus Amazon Prime. So who's used what strategy? So that's how they can you can help the students to compare, after giving this kind of case, let them compare by making a SWOT analysis or something. Next is demonstration case. This is something show how something was done successfully, or something failure happened. So like how Starbucks build customer experience. This is a demonstration case. Starbucks have the loyalty card and all that. how this is different than other small point. Also, if you see now something, this brand is different than others. Some feel you can, when you feel, this Starbucks is giving a different experience compared to other coffee shop. That's a demonstration case. Then obviously students will link directly with the concepts from their textbooks, and that's how they will answer. Implementation case, focus on execution of decision already taken, already in that company decision is taken. Now how to implement, that's one dilemma. That's an implementation case. Let student come with their action plan, timeline, challenges, and like for example, the old traditional company, having high level